Hey everybody, I'm back with another update of what's happening here in Southern Utah, and today I'm back here at the Water District where we get our annual update. Today we get to interview Zach Renstrom, who is the general manager here at the Water District, as he gives us an update on their mission of maximizing water supply as we continue to grow here in Southern Utah. Really look forward to showing you, so let's get started. All right, so I'm here with Zach Renstrom, who is the general manager of the Water District here in Washington County. Thanks again for having us.
Yes.
It's been a year since we were here last time. I do a yearly update on the water because it is one of the biggest conversations here in Southern Utah, obviously.
Yes.
And you've got a massive team working on all these water complications, and we appreciate all the work you guys do. Every year I don't like to talk about a lot of the narrative stuff that I just like to talk about what is being done to maximize our water supply so that we can keep living here, keep growing here, keep thriving here. And I feel like you guys are doing a really good job of that. And so first off, the question on whether it's online or any group around here is, I see all this crazy development. We're in a drought. We live in a desert. Yeah. Where is all the water coming from? So give us an idea. Because if we were to stop growth on the development side, that comes with other issues. So how do we keep growing while also maximizing this water?
So we have a very robust plan that has been scrutinized by both federal agencies, state agencies, local engineers, and we have a plan laid out for the next 20 years of how we're going to get this water. And it is very complex. It requires lots of different aspects, but we have a great team in place to make sure that happens.
And so what are some of those details in that 20-year plan?
So we're going to do a lot of the traditional stuff like build reservoirs, drill wells, redirect water. When a farmer changes out, we'll buy that water from the farmer and repurpose that water. But we also have our reuse purification system that we'll be bringing online. We did a little bit, but we're going to be expanding that extensively also.
Okay, so let's talk about two of those things. First one being the reservoirs,
yes.
Because the water storage is a huge component to being able to capture more water and then use that water and then reuse that water over and over, right? So update on the reservoirs. First, we've got Chief Toker out in Tokerville. What's the latest on that?
So that's under construction. If you go up I-15 and look at Anderson Junction, you're gonna see a lot of big tractors moving a lot of dirt.
And that one is planned for when?
In about a year and a half is when we'll start to be able to put water in that and start bringing it out.
And there will be some recreational activity on that one?
Yes, we're working closely with the city. The city's developing the recreational plan, and so the city is actively working on plans now to incorporate that.
Okay, so next up we've got Kolob Reservoir. What's the latest there?
So once we're done with Chief Toker Reservoir, we're going to move my staff up to Kolob, and we're going to be doing some repairs to the dam itself to bring it up to modern standards. But we're also going to raise it we're anticipating 8 feet, and so we'll have a lot more storage up there.
Awesome. And then from there, we've got Graveyard Wash and Drywash, which are on the other side of the county, on the west side out in Ivins and Santa Clara. What is the latest there?
So Graveyard, we are just waiting for our last few permits to get that. And once those permits come in from the federal government, we'll start construction. The dam's all designed, the funding's in place. We just have to get that last piece of paper. Drywash, we have put that on pause. Based on our modeling, it doesn't look like we'll need it. And so what we're going to do is just pause that reservoir and wait in the future, but right now we have no plans to do any construction on Drywash.
Okay, and then the last one is the big one that everyone asks about, Warner Valley. What's the outlook on Warner Valley?
So right now we're in the very, very final stages with the BLM to actually purchase that land, and so hopefully by the end of the year the district will own that land, and then that reservoir will just be constructed when the conditions are right. So it'll just depend on growth essentially. And we'll just build it when it's the time, but we'll at least own the land so we can build it right away when we need it.
So that is 4 in plans with Drywash being on hold as a maybe, right?
Yes.
So that's huge. I mean, that's 5 new water storage places where when we do get water, it doesn't just run down the Virgin River, right?
Well, we have that when we have our spring runoffs, we're missing water that we could capture, but then it does go back to our reuse that we need a place to put that reuse water somewhere.
Right.
And we're going to utilize these reservoirs to store that water.
And so now switching gears to the reuse, give us an update on the reuse system.
So it's something we've done in this community for over 20 years, but on a very small scale. And so this way we're going to capture every single drop of water now. So it'll go to recovering about maybe 3 to 4% of the water to 100% of the water.
Oh, wow.
And we're very excited about that. A lot of infrastructure, but it's a way to recapture that water and use it multiple times before it leaves our community.
And where are you guys in the process on that, time frame wise?
So actually, Chief Toker Reservoir is one of our first projects. So that will
Okay.
actually store reuse water that's been purified. And so we're actively working on it, and we just kind of lay out the projects and we bring them on as growth happens. And so if growth slows down, we slow down. If it speeds up, we speed up.
Got it. So then talking about this 20-year plan, and we have droughts, we have good years, we have really bad years, right? And I feel like lately we've had a lot of dry. So when it comes to the 20-year plan, there's a lot of people out there that say at one point, water's gonna turn off on our faucets and we're not gonna have any water, right? What is your response to that as far as this plan that we've got?
So we can't allow a house to be built that would someday go dry. And so that's part of our calculations. And that's one of the reasons why we're building all this infrastructure. If we didn't build it, that would definitely be a problem. But if we do build these projects and capture this water and reuse this water, then we won't have that scenario you just talked about.
Well, and I know we've had this problem since we settled the area, right?
Yeah.
And every time, as time goes on, we continue to innovate. We continue to think of ways to maximize the supply. I always use those because I remember, I think it was Brock Belknap that, or somebody within the last couple of years, it's maximizing the supply and just recreating that water is so important. And it's important because as demand for St. George and Southern Utah continues, we've got to figure out a way to keep maximizing that. So,
and I like to point out that's the legacy of Washington County and the West is that, 100 years ago, you read the newspaper, they were talking about water.
right.
But what they did is they built projects. And they also became better with how they use their water. They were better stewards. And so we're just continuing on a legacy that's been here for over 150 years.
For sure. Well, keep up the good work.
Okay.
Thanks again for having
Hey,
us.
it's always good to have you.
Appreciate it, Zach.
Thank you.
And that's a wrap, guys. As you can see, a lot of good stuff in the works that is helping maximize our water supply as we continue to grow here in Southern Utah. For more info on what's happening here in Southern Utah, you can call me or text me 435-357-1619 or find me on Facebook, LinkedIn, or Instagram. Thanks, guys.